Hello and welcome back, guys. This is Ibrahim Quraishi here, and today we are going to do session 33 of the VMware tutorial for beginners. And in today's session, basically, we are going to continue the update manager. In the previous two sessions, we saw how to configure the update manager. We saw in the last session as well how we can quickly create a baseline and configure the baseline and everything in nine quick steps. But we didn't actually get to installing or upgrading an ESX host. There are certain things which we need to be aware of. So always make sure the vCenter is on the highest level, and if you're upgrading your host, make sure it does not go beyond the vCenter. 6.5 allows you to upgrade your host uh, uh, upgrade your host beyond the vCenter uh, build number, but you might encounter issues, and VMware will suggest you again to go back and make sure you upgrade the vCenter again. Just a quick reminder before we start off with the session today. Thanks a lot for your comments and feedback. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and click all to make sure you get all the notifications from my channel. So as we discussed, we have already done two sessions on update manager, and we have seen how to configure, how to download and update, and how to download the ISO so that you can upgrade a host which is running maybe 6.5, and then you can upgrade it using the update manager ISO to 6.7. Now we also seen how to create a baseline, and also how to create a baseline group. So if you haven't seen this, make sure you check the previous session. At the end of this video, you'll find it on the left side, so make sure you click and go through those things. Okay, today we are going to see how to attach a baseline or a baseline group, how to scan a baseline so that we basically scan the ESX host for the missing patches, how to review the scan, and then stage the patches before we deploy it, and then eventually we'll remediate the patches. So let's get started. So I want to get to here, which is attaching the baseline. To use the baseline, you must attach them to the select inventory object, which is what we are going to do, and then we'll scan the vSphere object. As I was saying, we'll scan it and we'll see what are the missing patches, and then we'll basically review the baseline and to see how much basically update manager scans the vSphere object to determine how they comply with the baseline and the baseline group. So obviously it will say not compliant or non-compliant. If it is not compliant, then you can remediate and make it compliant again. So there's another extra step which we can do, which is staging. So at the time of remediation, you don't need to copy those files across. All the patches will be downloaded already on the server, and you can remediate at a later date. So what is the difference? So let me quickly say what it is. The remediation, the staging process basically means you are downloading the patches to the ESX host, and they are ready for deployment, but they are not just deployed. When you remediate, that's when it gets installed, and then if the ESX server needs a reboot, then it gets rebooted at that point. So this is basically as simple as copying the files across and making sure they are downloaded on the server. Okay, and the last step is remediation. Okay, so let's get the demo started. So what I have here is I have this demo cluster, and in this demo cluster I have one host which is on maintenance mode, which is ready for the ESX patching, and the other host is obviously not in maintenance mode, and it has VMs running, so it only has one VM running here. So this is a similar scenario which you will see in your work environment or production environment, where you have a cluster, you have two hosts, you want to patch one of them, all the VMs will be moved to one host. You patch first one, and then once it's patched, it reboots, and then once it reboots, take it out of maintenance mode, and then move all the VMs to the first one, and then they patch the second one. So So we are going to see that this VM is going to be moved here when we do patching for this one. So quickly go click on demo, and then we'll click on updates, and then you'll see the update manager. We have done already quite a lot of stuff with update manager, as you know. I'll show you how to attach a baseline. So click on the cluster as I did, click on updates, and oh yeah folks, you need to remember this 6.7 is the first time you're able to do all the patches in the HTML5 client, using the update manager. And also the update manager is built in from 6.5 within the appliance as well, so it doesn't have any dependency on Windows. But I guess that was taken away anyway from 6.5, but it was only available on Flash client. So in 6.5 in HTML5 client, this is the first time we are able to do the patching using the HTML5 client. That's what I wanted to tell you. So hope you understand that. So click on attach, and then we can say attach baseline or baseline group. Obviously you guys have seen how to create baselines and stuff before in my previous videos. So this is the new baseline we created, ESX patches 6.7 19 Jan 2020. Attach it, and then now you can see it's attached. When you select that, let's get rid of this so that you can see these two hosts here, and they're saying non-compliant. So what we can do is we can click on these, and then it will take us and it will show what are the non-compliance. So 5 patches missing, 2 critical, 2 secure. Yeah. And then what we can do is we can click on the other one, and it will say the same. So this one is missing 18 patches and 4 critical and 5 security. Yeah. So you can drill down and see whether it is compliant or not. So this is another part of how to do it. So first thing what we'll do is we'll go back and do stage. So all you have to do is stage patches, and then basically stage, click on stage, and then you can see what are the updates which are going to be staged, and if there is a reboot that is required. I've already staged them, but all you have to do is click stage, so I don't want to do it again. So the next part which we need to do is remediate. Now as you can see, we have two hosts, one is on maintenance and the other one is not. So if I say click remediate, it will say which one. Obviously I need to select 103 because the other one is actually not on maintenance mode, and then say, and over here you can see even if I select 104, may not remediate, status may not remediate. So the reason being is it's not on maintenance mode. And also over here you can see 45 patches which are missing on this 103 host 103, and this one is missing only 11. So remediate. Excuse me. So as I was mentioning, these are ESX virtual ESX host. So this basically is a VM over here. So if I click on it, we will eventually see it getting patched and getting rebooted, I guess, at some point. Let's click that web console and see what's up. I'm feeling that it is getting blocked somewhere. There you go, it's finally kicked in. So it's still with us on the main screen. The best way to keep an eye is basically on the taskbar again, and you can see demo cluster 30% complete. initiating host reboot. There you go. You can see it going offline. Well, you can see it going rebooting. There you go. It's rebooting now. Pretty cool, isn't it? So obviously it has patched and it's now rebooting. So once this gets rebooted properly, the steps we will be doing is to take it off maintenance mode. Obviously we'll see that it is compliant first. If it is compliant, that's good. If it isn't compliant, then we need to rescan and redeploy the patches again, because there are some cases where some patches doesn't get remediated properly, and then you just need to remediate it again, and if it does need a reboot, it will reboot again. But quite often you'll find that it does uh, um, get all the patches in one go, and you don't need to go back and do all those stuff. So hopefully, if we go back here, oops, too many clicks. You can see the host is gone offline. So in a in minute or so, it should reconnect. You should see it come back again. At the moment it's not showing as not responding because it's just rebooted. See, if you remember, it had 18 patches missing and 4 critical, so that should change. So it's back now, as you can see. So what we'll do is check compliance again. So it will go through and see and check whether it is having all the patches, and then it will say whether it is compliant or non-compliant. There you go. It's compliant now, as you can see, 000. So it's all the patches are up to date. Still doing scan, so still 55%. So that's good news. It's all remediated as expected. So now what we are going to do is right click and exit maintenance on this one, and then we are going to put this one, enter maintenance. Exit maintenance is completed. Yeah, that's good. Now if you click on this one, this is not compliant, as you can see, so we need to patch this one. Enter maintenance mode. So it is basically saying that it has one VM which is running here, needs to be migrated. So it should automatically migrate that VM, I'm hoping, because I didn't disable DRS. So DRS should take care of it, and it should move it here. Okay, I don't think it is moving it because I had to disable HA and other elements to get it to work. So we just say, yeah, I don't think it is doing it. So manually I'm going to move this, change compute resource only, next, and then I'm going to move it to the other host. I think it was sitting on the local storage, so it was unable to see that. Okay, and it also have a CD connected, so let's get rid of that. Spoil it off. In real world scenario, obviously you will not power it off, but what can we do over here? Obviously that OS was not properly installed. I was trying to install ESX host on there, I think. So anyway, let's cancel that. So as soon as I powered this off, you can see that this host has gone on maintenance mode. Now we'll click on the host, go updates, and you can see the updates which are missing. Select patches and then say remediate. You can stage them as well. I have already staged them, that's why stage 0. Okay, so let's remediate, stage it again. So last time I didn't stage it, so stage 0, let's stage this, and then you'll see that patches are going to be staged. So in the real world scenario, basically you'll be having more than 2 ESX hosts running, and they'll be having HA and DRS. So you will put one host on maintenance, and then everything else will automatically migrate to other host. So that's how easy it would do. So okay, so it's staged now. So now let's click on remediate. So it's saying 6 staged and rest are not staged. I don't know why. Okay, let's select that, and it says ready, remediation status ready. Now we know that already because this is on maintenance mode over here, as you can see. That's why. Just click on remediate, and it will go through the same process again, and it will reboot. So this ESX is here. Let me open the web console for you guys to keep an eye on it. So that's the host. So as you can see, remediate is 30%, and now it's installing, so we need to wait for this to finish, and then we'll see the installation, and then eventually it will say it's rebooting, and then we can keep an eye on it. So hopefully once that's done, we will basically wait for it to reboot, and then once it is rebooted, we'll make sure it's compliant, and that's it, our job is done. But as I was saying earlier, we also need to make sure the vCenter is also up to date. So stay tuned for the next session, which I will go through, and I'll show how to patch your vCenter server. It's quite easy enough to do it. Okay, there you go. The checks are completed. Initiating the host reboot. So it's going to go offline from here. You'll see it soon going offline. There you go. You can see it is rebooting here. Yeah, it's rebooting. over here is still connected, but eventually the heartbeat will pick it up that it's gone offline, and it will say not responding or not connected to the vCenter. Once it's back, obviously this information will change only if you say check compliance. Then it will go and check whether the patches have been updated, and then that's your cluster fully patched and up to date. Let's quickly have a look. It's nearly booted. There we go, that's ready. Let's go back here. Now it's saying not responding, but we know that it has come online, so it should catch up in a minute. There you go, it has picked up and it's on maintenance mode and it's scanning for me now as I have clicked check compliance. So it should say 5 patches missing, so non-compliant 5 patches, 2 critical and 2 security. So now it should come back and say it's all good. I should say compliant and have a tick box, green tick box on it. There you go, just started scanning, refreshed it. As you can see, it's all compliant. So once your cluster is compliant, you can start powering on the VMs. You can exit maintenance mode. Before we do that, let's enable DRS in the cluster which we disabled. Had to power off HA, that's why. Power quite a few machines. So this one on. Okay, it's complaining that the other host is in maintenance mode, that's why it doesn't have HA to protect the cluster. So let's exit the maintenance mode because we know that this host is now compliant and the build number is 15160, whereas before it was 14 something and this was 13 something. So this is also on the latest one. So they are all updated to the latest level. So it's reconfiguring HA, I guess. So that's why we are having alerts here. HA heartbeat, number of HA heartbeat, data store, one which is less than okay, we only have one heartbeat cluster. I need to provision another disk. That's fine. So that's pretty much it, boys. I hope you enjoyed the demo. And what we are going to do is we are going to do another demo for updating vCenter server, which will be a follow on session. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Twitter at Ibrahim Quraishi on Twitter, that is, and my blog is agileops.co.uk. Question of the day: what is the acronym of VMware Update Manager? Leave your response below and don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy watching and keep sharing. Cheers. Bye.